Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the newest Russian premium tank, the IS3A, or the IS3's uglier brother. Let's take a look at the general stats of this vehicle. It has 1550 hit points, 520 engine power, which is pretty poor because this tank is going to be a lot slower than the normal IS3. 40 kilometers top speed, 26 traverse speed. Let's take a look at the armor. The armor model is basically the same as the IS3. 110 frontal armor, 90 at the side, 60 at the back, which is extremely angled, with a strip of spaced armor. We're gonna check in the inspector in a few. 249 in the turret, frontally, 172 on the side, 100 in the back. As you can see, the entire front plate of the IS3A is around 180. If you go onto the tracks that are on the front plate, though, it's 200 plus both. So if you're gonna shoot at this tank, make sure you don't shoot the tracks on front because they add extra armor. If we angle it a bit, the IS3's armor kind of starts to fade away. You'll see that the armor is pretty weak, 150, 160. The IS3A shares the same weak spot on top of the turret like the IS3. This patch here behind the gun, that is 20 millimeters, around 20 millimeters effective armor. The turret, the gun mantlet, it's extremely armored, 410 in the gun mantlet. Good luck pinning that. Around it, 273, 395. Wow, did I just 700 in some places? Holy shit. If we take a closer look in the side of the tank, though, we notice the magical strip of spaced armor. Without any angle, has a 200 millimeter strip of spaced armor right above the tracks. If we angle it, you're gonna find that it's gonna be pretty much impossible to pin it there unless you're rocking a lot of penetration. So if you want to shoot an IS3A in the side, make sure you shoot it on the track level, or under the track, it's best. It's 90 effective armor here. I hope you have an idea of how ridiculous the armor of the IS3A is. It's more armor than some tier 9 tanks, which is pretty much ridiculous. If we take a look at the gun, which is going to be probably the main difference between this tank and the IS3, aside from the lower horsepower, which will make this tank a lot less mobile, it's got a 122 caliber gun with a rate of fire of 5.13 rounds per minute. The penetration on the gun is pretty good, 221, but it's APCR. APCR on heavy tanks, especially on an IS3A, which will have to mostly go and fight things frontally and brawl, is not really the best thing ever because APCR has less normalization, so will bounce easier on angled armor. I guess you're gonna benefit from the really nice shell velocity, even though it's not gonna help you too much on this thing because it's not really a sniper. So 221 APCR pen, 270 heat. This tank doesn't have preferential matchmaking, so it sees tier 10. This 270 heat is gonna be really useful there because you're gonna be able to pen anything you want to, providing you still shoot at weak spots. And 61 high explosive pen. Accuracy of the gun is 0.46 along with 3.4 aim time. The gun handling of this thing is pretty poor compared to the normal IS3. The IS3A is not gonna be the best moneymaker premium tank because the shells are quite expensive, 1,180 for a standard shell, 5,200 for heat, and 600 for explosive. But if you're a fan of tanks with plenty of armor while still retaining some mobility, then this is the tank for you. And let's not forget, this thing has 221 APCR pen, which means you're probably not gonna need to shoot gold ammo, at least not in tier 8 and maybe 9 games, and even in tier 10 depending on what you're shooting at. The tank doesn't really need gold ammo too much. That's why I only have 5 heat shells on it. This thing is probably better than most of the tier 8 premium tanks that rely on armor. It's better than a T-34, which relies on cooldown. It's better than a Loa. It's even better than an IS-6. It has better armor than an IS-6 and better gun, which is really surprising. Even though the IS-6 still retains its preferential matchmaking, it kinda starts to fade away comparing with this tank, which has better armor and better gun. Because the gun handling is very bad, I recommend running vertical stabs and enhanced gun lane drive on this tank. Also a large tank gun rammer. As crew skills, of course, go for 6th sense and repairs first. Try to get the gun handling skills, smooth ride and snapshot. Get safe stowage. Russian IS tanks are known for being prone to ammo rack. Get the V-range skills. It's not gonna be a major improvement since the tank only has 350 base V-range, but it's still gonna be good. And another skill you might want to take a look at will be armor, because this thing will tend to cool down a lot, so you're probably gonna get shot in the gun a lot. An armor skill will be desired. And as you can see, I'm running rations on my tank, but this is because I got a really good crew, my 7 skill IS-7 crew, which has firefighting, so I can afford not running a fire extinguisher. Let's compare the IS3A with the normal IS3. DPM wise, the IS3A has an advantage, 2085 DPM compared to 1834 on the normal IS3. Normal IS3 has 225 AP pen, IS3A 221 APCR. They both have the same alpha damage. IS3 fires 4.70 rounds a minute, IS3A 5.35. The shell velocity on the IS3 is 1007. IS3A is much better, 1400. But as I said, it's not gonna help you too much because you're really not gonna do much sniping with this thing. Aim time is the same on both, but IS3A has 0.44 accuracy compared to 0.38 on the normal IS3. Dispersion on the move is 0.26 compared to 0.21. And it gets even worse when you're moving a turret. 0.16 compared to 0.08 on the normal IS3. What you're gonna gain in DPM on the IS3A, you're gonna lose in terms of gun handling, so that DPM, that extra DPM, doesn't stack up so good considering how bad the gun handling is. They both have 5 degrees of gun depression. IS3A has more elevation, 23 versus 19 on the IS3A. Top speed of the IS3 is 38. IS3A has 40, but IS3 has 700 horsepower compared to 520 on the IS3A. The power to weight ratio is a lot worse on the IS3A. Even though the terrain resistance is the same and in some places better on the IS3A, this thing is going to be a lot slower than its normal counterpart. Well, I think we spoke enough about the tank's features. I think it's time to get into a replay and see what really this thing can do. As you can see, we're in a really great matchup. We're top tier on Winterberg. There's only one Nardi. There's no reason why this shouldn't be a great game. I start my game by going to E7. I'm gonna try to spot any tanks that will go towards the city. My view is not really the greatest, but when I played this game, I actually had optics installed instead of enhanced gun lane drive, so my view range was in the range of 400, 420 maybe. So I go here and try to get spots on the tanks that go to the city. I spot a Pershing, I immediately shoot him. I see there's an IS in front of me. If he keeps staying there, he's not gonna live too long. You probably noticed how poor the gun handling is so far. KV4 managed to get a shot on him too. His IS is still here. He's really got a death wish. Unfortunately, we bounced. I'm gonna try to get a couple more shots on the KV4. I did a blind shot there with the hopes of hitting. I see the IS3 coming in, but I'm not really worried. I'm just gonna focus on my goal that's in front of me, that KV4. I shoot him again. Another penetration. As I said, the penetration on the gun, 221 APCR is very good for a premium tank. So you won't really need to shoot a lot of gold ammo with it. Pershing doesn't really want to come out. I try to get a shot anyways. I try to go a little bit more in the back at this point because I saw that I keep getting spotted. And I tried another shot, but because this thing has really poor accuracy, I missed again. I see an ISO in front of me, a VK. I shot through the car, it went in. Luckily for me, the VK doesn't really have armor. And even if I lose penetration while shooting the obstacle tails go in, I get a really lucky shot on him now and finish him off. This IS is really going for it by the looks of it. Unfortunately, he died before I got to shoot him. And we see the first arty shot. On me, at least. I want to get some shots on that ISO there. He's not really paying attention to me. And I got a nice shot on him. Again, you probably noticed the really terrible aim time this thing has. There's not much for me to shoot on the left side, so I try to go towards the city and shoot these super Pershings that are pushing in. I know there's a really good cooldown position in front of me, so I try to go for it. This super Pershing is just not paying attention at all, so I can farm quite decent damage here. I see the KV4 is trying to go for me again, so I turn around. And that was a very poor shot for me. I shot the track, so of course I bounced. He's coming in though, so I'm waiting for him. I loaded the heat. I really didn't want him to lose at this point. It was a pretty close game. And I managed to pin him in the two cheeks. IS3 is coming for me. Luckily he shot the front plate, probably the tracks, and bounced. And I got the shot on him. I check out to see if there's more tanks up there, and I spot the Patton and the IS2. And I got a good shot on the Patton too. Damn, these Russian snapshots are working as intended. Not really a snapshot, but not really aim either. As you probably noticed, I don't really tend to fully aim. I try to shoot the IS2, but I got really unlucky bounce there. I see he's going for the T-54. I can't really go out because there's a Patton and there's another tank coming there, so I try to shoot him from here. Luckily the T-54 mod has armor, so hopefully he's gonna be able to take a shot and go back so I can help him. There you go. I killed the IS2. It was still a risky shot. I could have killed my own guy. There's still the Patton shooting me from up there. You almost have 5k damage so far. It went really, really good. I keep peeking here in the hopes of seeing the Patton. But with that poor view range, there's not many chances. At this point, it's a tie. And I'm just waiting to see where the enemy tanks will go next, so I can try to make a move. Because I don't have a lot of health left. I lost half of it already. I wanted to go for the super Pershing, but the KV4 killed it. So if the T-54 kills the ELC, all I have to do now is go up and kill the Patton, the T-29 and the Arty. I still don't really want to go out because Arty can shoot at this corner, especially if it's at K0. And it'll be pretty sad to lose the game now because of that. I go on the street instead. The T-29 was never spotted, so theoretically he should be somewhere around here. I'm spotted by the Patton KR, and I get a really lucky snapshot of him, and he dies. I only got 3 heat shells left and 2 high explosive. So ideally, I would like to use the high explosive on the RD, and what's left on the T-29. The RD's behind him, behind me. KV-4 should be able to take care of it at this point. And I'm spotted again. The T-29 is up there. And by the sound of that gun, it's a low caliber, so I'm thinking that's not gonna be enough to pen me. So I just decide to go in and get really close to him, because it's pointless to fight him hold down. And I know he's got a low caliber gun, so unless he's shooting full gold, he doesn't really have chances of penning me. As you can see, he's bouncing his shots. I go in, get a shot in his front plate. That was a nice 409 damage roll. I get another shot. I gotta hear that sizzle. But I don't get the top gun because the T-54 takes the kill. That was a 5,736 XP double. At the time I did the game, I had my first gun mark in it. 183k credits. We managed to get Confederate, steel wool, and high caliber. The total damage is 6,446 along with 5 kills. We managed to rack up 1,912 base XP. We managed to block 3k damage, and we managed to get 1,159 assist damage. The total profit of this game is a whopping 130k. Considering I didn't really have to shoot gold ammo at all until I just ran out of normal APCR, that is pretty good. I guess we're pretty much done. As usual, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to help grow the channel. And you can tell me what you think about this tank in the comments down below. Do you like it? Do you think it's overpowered? Do you think it even should be in the premium shop? Let me know. Thank you for watching and goodbye.